had to debate on the title because I don't know what is what. First question, title I had was Boyaces or something you wanted to tell us. And that's from last week's debacle of going on your father's live stream, adding different things to June 15th that were contradictory to the Chris Madonna interview. And then everything went haywire from the live stream. Things your father has said. So I'm going to start with the first debacle from last week. Is there something you would like to tell us about June 15th? Do you know something about the disappearance of the child? Or did you witness anything that you were not forthright about? Because you seem to have a change of heart pertaining to Candace Blythe's involvement with the child. You have claimed this time to not know of anything nefarious done by the parents to the child, any abuse, any involvement with CPS, and you believe the child wandered off and was taken. Do you believe that? And why are you saying that now? Is it because you've changed your mind, or you thought this then, but you didn't want to say anything? Or you just upset because you felt like you got involved in something? You also believe you weren't made to be an alibi. You also said that. But these are things you didn't say to Chris Madonna. So some people are questioning all of that information. I have tried to favor you only because you are a child. And I don't like pointing fingers at children because I've been a child before. And I know sometimes it can be a terrible place to be depending on your background and your circumstances. So this is one reason why I do not like to implicate children in things, because as I said, I've been a child. Second of all, if I don't have anything to corroborate allegations of a child being involved in anything nefarious or wrongdoing, then I'm not going to point the fingers at a child. And I'm not supposed to do it with an adult. Now, if the child stayed in a lot of trouble, was always in some things nefarious, then I might say, well, possibly they're involved or know of something. But I don't know you personally to implicate you in anything nefarious of June 15th. So now we have all this mess brewing on to pertaining to your involvement in a scam with your father. You say you were filmed without your knowledge. I believe that because I didn't have any other reason not to believe it. So I'm going to ask you now during this live stream, did you know that you were being filmed? Did you and your father get together to try to get some money for whatever reason because your mother was ill? This is pertaining to last week because each day there's something different, so I can't keep up. Did you have guilty knowledge to try to conspire to get money for whatever reason with your father? And the one thing I have to ask myself is why would a father, which I shouldn't ask this question because it's probably stupid to ask, because I've dealt with all types of people. People do things for selfish reasons, so this is probably a dumb question. But anyway, why implicate your child after the fact if you were going to be involved in nefarious dealings to conspire with your child to get money for ill reasons other than funeral arrangements or medical bills or expenses at the house in Kingsport? Why throw your child afterwards? One could say, well, he's just a dirty old guy. Never cared for his children. It's obvious. That's been said. Plan didn't go to work. I don't really know what to think because, as I said, I know people. I have my own personal experiences that, of course, I'm not going to divulge on a live stream, but I do know how dirty people can be, even those who are related to you. So I can't even really sit here and act like I'm stunned at the behavior of the bio father. But what would be baffling is if the son said to the father, yeah, let's try to get some money from these people because mom's sick. That just seems bad to me, that a child would even conspire with this man knowing his mother is sick. So that's a question on my mind. Then there's the question of an allegation from your father, which I can't believe half the things that come out of his mouth because he doesn't carry himself in a dignified manner. So why would I believe anything he says? His allegation is that you stole money from your mother. So then I have to say, well, when was this? And if it's true, why would you steal from your mother? Did you steal because she was sick? You didn't think she would notice? You've made a rebuttal that somebody hacked her card. Well, let's talk about that. We know that anything dealing with a bank card, let's assume this is an actual legitimate bank card, you would be a fool to have stolen anything off that card because you would be caught. And I'm sure you want that out to the masses, that you are on camera going to an ATM or a store or online purchases. Can't do that because you got to have an address. So where would you have those things sent if it was online? Let's say that. You went into a store, Piggly Wiggly, whatever, Kinjo Market. You're going to be seen. Then if you gave the card to somebody, that would be foolish because they're going to eventually tell the truth. Oh, yeah, he gave me his mom's card for me to go in and buy this, this, and this. So that wouldn't work to your advantage. Then the biggest thing, when you're inside of a business, most stores have CCTV footage, cameras rolling. You will be on the camera. Then you have to ask the other question of a pen use. If a pen was used, and that means the proprietor of the card, which would be Allie, she gave the card to someone, or somebody had knowledge of the pen. So either way, you're still caught with the pen. But then the bank could argue, well, you gave the card to somebody. How did they get the pen? So then the person would have to explain that, how somebody would get the pen. And we know most people use their birthdays for their pens. Birthdays or a child's birthday or some significant number that could probably easily be figured out. So which is it? Her card was hacked by an unknown source. Let's say a dirty foreigner got a hold of her information through Amazon or something, because it's happened to me before, first time buying something online, my card got hacked. So things do happen. So what is the truth? Boy H, did you steal money from your mother from a card or funds, actual cash? What actually happened? So many questions. And it's sad that a father will put this out to the masses. So they would have to say, well, if it's true, then he could only have gotten it from Allie. Allie told him. They would have to say, why would she tell him if allegedly they don't have a good relationship? But see, that's the thing about a story. I keep telling people this. You don't know people. You think you know people, but you don't. You don't really know what these people have been doing behind closed doors. You don't know what type of relationship she had with this dirty father in New York for 17 years. I've learned from watching people will tell you anything. People will tell you things to make you shut up and stop asking them questions. People will tell you, oh, we don't have a relationship, we don't got this, we don't really talk, but they talk every day. I've heard it from somebody I know personally. Talks bad about the baby mother, but yet he allows her to call him every day. Does that make sense? Then we find out they've got bank cards linked. Stay woke, everybody. And I'm not saying this has anything to do with these people, but I'm just giving you a reference of how people can lie about their involvement in what they do with people. Because I've seen it done. Oh, I don't talk to him. Oh, I don't talk to her. But then you find out later they've been talking all along. See, the point I'm making is you really don't know what the truth is. I'll give you what I want to give you, as my father used to say. People tell you what they want to tell you. They'll do for you if they want to do for you. Be bothered when they want to be bothered. Exactly. So you really don't know what's the truth about people's relationships. So the thumbnail is of a post to Miss Allison Harris's Facebook page. And it is no disrespect to she or her daughter. Let me make that clear. Let's take a little ride, shall we? Allison Harris shared a memory 5 hours ago. I miss you so much, Mom. It's hard, but you will be in our heart. I promise. Heart emoji. And this is 4 years ago. Google memory, obviously posted to Miss Allison's social media account through Facebook. I doubt that she did it, but if she did do it, then that means she's in better spirits. So what is the truth to the condition of Miss Allison Harris? Has she passed away? Or I'm not here to make any claims because I'm done with doing that. I cannot read your comments at the moment. You'll have to wait until I'm done with my commentary for me to be able to engage with you all in the chat. 8 comments pertaining to this post. One says, condolences sent, prayer hands and a flower. Let's go back to December. Allison Harris. 6:56 p.m., December 26th. Sometimes I want to treat people how they treat me, but I can't because that's not my character. And this was a motivational quote. So obviously she relayed to that post. December 26, 6:54. I knew I had a big heart when I still felt sorry for the people who did me dirty. Very interesting. December 26, 6:54 again. You learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you. Interesting. Same day, 26. Now, mind you, this is around Christmas time, just a month ago, a little over a month ago, under a month. 6:54, a lot of posts. Even if you hear a bad story about me, understand there was a time I was good to those too, but they won't tell you that. Was Allison Harris posting these quotes, or was it her daughter? I'm curious, because what was her state December 26th? Just a question. Then you go to December 5th. She's got little things about, Cash Apping and Secret Santas and telling you to drop yours for a Christmas blessing. I never do these. Thought it would be fun just to see. Just kind of silly posts. Then somebody was telling her to kindly inbox them her PayPal or Apple Pay as a New Year blessing. Then she shared a post December 3rd. This is of the children when they were younger. Then it goes all the way back to August. And that's probably only because I'm not a friend of Allison. So naturally there was probably more on social media she posted. But I mentioned this Facebook post because possibly something was on her mind in December. And sometimes we make our own posts or share others' posts. It's because we relate to the post. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I was going through that, but I can relate to it. So I'm going to ask the universe, because I won't get an answer back, of course. Was something personally going on in her life for her to put up these posts to social media? Especially about being done wrong. You learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you. Very true. December 26th. November 25th, 1 month before that, she shared a post. I knew I had a big heart when I still felt sorry for the people who did me dirty. Wow, that's deep. That's real deep. December 26th. Sometimes I want to treat people how they treat me, but I can't because that's not my character. Public post. And then this post today. I miss you so much, Mom. It's hard, but you will be in our heart. I promise. 4 years ago. Has Miss Allison Harris passed away? did they decide to relinquish this vessel back to the earth. I will now go into the chat to see what you all are saying. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault Excel. So many questions pertaining to the GoFundMe that was up that I could not find today when I went in. That's what took me so long to jump back on. Questions about Boy H's differences from June 15th. I did not bring you commentary about that per se, because I pick and choose when I bring content. And it's hard for me to bring what I want because there's always something new being mentioned. And most who follow my content of other subjects, you know, I was done with this 2 years ago because it was nothing about Summer West. So I had enough of these outside people. But because so many people wanted to hear about Summer, once again, you start going back in time to talk about what happened, theories, all this came about. Just within weeks of me talking about Summer, that's what was so interesting. All these side pieces. It's interesting how people who are related in a story know a victims, they become a part of the story moreover than the original story. Quite baffling, actually, because many people keep saying that. It's about Summer, it's about Summer. Well, as far as they are concerned, it's not about Summer because it's about what they're going through. I think you know that. I think you know that. If it was you and you were in their place, you would not be talking about Summer Wells and you wouldn't be concerned about Summer Wells. That's no disrespect to the child. It's about common sense. My mom is sick. My sister is sick. I can't be concerned about a child who's missing. She's not the subject matter, but she's the catalyst. That's the point to some. H didn't have that Benjamin Franklin tattoo on November 21st, but he does on January 10th. Okay. You ruin your trust once you do dirty to someone, worse if it's your own mom. Okay. Hello, sweetheart. Everybody in the chat, hello. Hello, Jackie. Hello, everybody. Hello, Pinto. Allegedly, Truth's boyfriend is in jail and Hunter's girlfriend is not pregnant. Okay. Hello, sweet tea, darling. Thank you for joining me. God bless you all. You see, Lord, I had to look at that again. Our boyfriend is in jail. Well, he just got baptized a few months ago. I guess the baptismal water didn't work. That's why I always tell you, you have to be careful what you post on social media. We are all sinners. I'm going to say that. Don't even have to dwell on it. They're young people. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to get in trouble. They're going to be easily coerced because young people just sometimes do not have the fortitude to think for themselves. It doesn't matter if they're 18, they're 19, they're 20-something. They just can't think. It's just the way it is. So they're going to mess up. I have no knowledge of who's locked up, who's not. I have no knowledge of tattoos. But I will say that if the allegation is true that he stole money from his mother, that's a very bad start. And that's not including other things he's possibly done that we don't have knowledge of. I hope for his sake he didn't steal from his mother, because imagine knowing you've stolen from your mother and then your mother passes away shortly after the theft. That ain't good. And that's a lot to carry around if indeed you have empathy. And as for all the gang talk and analogies of gang memberships and gang involvement with the little girl missing, please stop it. Most of you do not know about gangs. You don't know about what it takes to be in a gang, and every gang navigates differently. And the one thing we do know that they do not condone, and that is talking. So this is why I never believed he was in a game, because he has talked. He talked at 15, still talking on a father's live stream, whether it's the truth or not of what he told. Frankly, if he was the type, to me, in his mind, if he felt he was affiliated, he would not be saying anything on a live stream, period. Now, as I said, young people like to gloat, they like to brag, they do stupid stuff like running around, throwing up gang signs, guns, in videos. That's why most of them get locked up, because there they are with a Glock. And it's kind of hard to say, nah, I ain't never had a gun, I ain't never used a gun. Well, what the hell you doing in the picture with one? What you doing in the video with one? Because they're stupid like that. They're just stupid. And maybe he's just a stupid kid, and that's expected. But what is not going to be expected and condoned, let's say condoned, is stealing from your mother, trying to get money for self. Now, you can weigh that two ways. Well, they're going to need things. He's going to need things. Because I don't really understand anybody's living arrangement in Kingsport. It's none of my business. It's just a part of the commentary, because I always ask questions, and my fans ask questions. So it's par for the course. You're going to ask because you all are putting this information out here. And as Mr. Dolly said, it wouldn't be anything to talk about if you all had kept your mouths closed. Nobody would have known what was going on in Kingsport. Now, Mr. Dolly, that is the truth. I do agree. Nobody would have known the lady was sick. Nobody would have known anything about stolen money. Nobody would have known nothing about ICU. Nobody would have known anything. And when you talk bad about social media, or they're this, they're that, then why would you give those same people ammunition? You don't. Unless you want some drama. Let me say that again. Unless you want some drama. So I'm going to ask these family members, in setting up GoFundMes, Cash Apps, did you all want drama? Or were you honestly trying to get money for expenses, food, and funeral arrangements? Because in the end, if the lady has passed on, you have to bury the dead. That is just the way it is. So you can go on and on about a scam or this. It doesn't matter when it comes to a dead person. They have to be buried. She can't stay in the hospital. How's that going to work? Now, we have heard of people lingering for a long duration in comas and ventilators, but it's not advised. So it's up to the family members to make the decision. May I ask what church baptized them without sounding judgmental? No. What difference does it make what church baptized them? Well, what does that have to do with anything? Help me understand. What difference does it make where he got baptized? Does it matter? Seriously, why does that matter? Christian faith says come as you are. I'm assuming he did. Now, what he does after being baptized, that's on him. As all of us who believe in Jesus and say that we are Christians. You're going to fall. It's just the way it is. And as I said, I don't know what truth that is about him being in jail. It's neither here nor there at this point. Someone says Hunter's girlfriend's mother was on Smiley this AM, and Smiley got her to take the GoFundMe down. So now we have to ask, why would you take the GoFundMe down? Hello, Scott. So then there is the allegation of the girlfriend was pregnant, not pregnant. See, the story just keeps spinning and spinning. Hello, T. Thank you for joining. This is what I'm talking about. You start over here, Rogersville, and it went to Kingsport. Then it went to Gloversville, New York, and it's still in Gloversville, Hooterville, Shenanigansville. It's all over the place. It's that ball of yarn I'm speaking of. The yarn that has feet and has hands. And it just keeps grabbing dirt and trash along the way. That's what you have here. Trash collectors. And when you see that people telling you who they are, such as the bio father, that he is a grifter, con, I will use you, take from you, then you should accept that. What's the problem? What did Maya Angelou once said? When they show you who they are, believe them. So why don't you believe it? So if you are canoodling with him, her, whomever, then you like it. And you like what they bring to the table. Because at some point you can't make excuses to say, oh, I had no idea. Oh, but yes, you did. Because they were never shy about showing you who they are. So what is the problem? You like it. Because obviously you have a like mind. Your character is like them. Because we all have to own our part in dealing with people who are into things that we call ourselves saying, well, I don't like that. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't do that. At some point, we have to say, you know what? Look, I'm trying to like you, but you're making it very hard. And I'm really not down with what you're doing. So if it's drugs, smoking, drinking, gambling, stealing, whatever it is, you say, I'm not with that. Don't talk about it around me. Don't do it around me. Most people say, well, first of all, you should just say, I don't want to be around you because I'm not into what you're doing and I don't want to be in your fucking company. Excuse my language. I don't want to be in your company. I don't even want to be judged fooling with you. Because let's be truthful, people judge you according to the company you keep. Now, we have all been around people who have broken the law, been in trouble, gone to jail, gone to prison. Some of you have not. Thank you, lucky stars. But there are many people who have gone to jail for all types of stuff. You know, DUIs, theft, child support payments not paid, just all types of things. And everybody just moves along. But when it's a continual problem, you have to ask yourself, should I be in his or her company? This going to jail frequently. Ask yourself that. Some of you have been fortunate not to be around criminals or semi-pro criminals. As I said, count your lucky stars. But I think that when it is a continual problem, I don't think we should be around people that just cannot stay out of trouble. I mean, I don't care what it is. Because at some point you have to say, well, damn, you like jail. You keep going in there. You like being in there. It's not to say you can't get in an altercation with a person, get in a fight, they call the police, you get arrested. Okay, but how many times are you going to keep getting arrested for, let's say, fighting, physical assault, beating people up, DUIs? At some point, you have to grow up. But some of us, we keep forgiving people. But when I look at this Facebook post page of this lady, maybe she was hurting. Maybe she was sad. Because you see, I don't know when she took ill, how long she's been sick, but imagine a sick person feeling this type of way. Feeling down, feeling betrayed, feeling robbed of life. That would be a terrible place to be. And I think many of you have been there and may be there now. You feel robbed of life. You feel downtrodden. You feel like you've made a lot of mistakes, or you feel like you've been too good. You feel like you've done right, but you don't have the good luck like you think you should have. I think we've all been there. So imagine feeling betrayed by your own child. See, I don't know what's true. I'm speaking hypothetically. Let me make that clear. How horrible would it be to be sickly, can't breathe? I saw an oxygen tank in one picture from somebody's network. So imagine you can't walk, you're on a walker, oxygen tank, and then somebody's stealing out of your pocketbook. How bad would that be? There's also a post I saw here where she had put up, she was looking for a house. And that was far back in May. And somebody replied, I thought you were buying your house. So here we go with that. Don't know who that was. I ain't even about to go dig to find out. I don't think she responded. Probably felt like, well, I don't know your explanation. It's my damn business. So obviously, she had been looking for a house, 3-bedroom house, back in the spring of 2023. Maybe because she knew her time was coming up, she wanted to find her something else. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with Allie. That's the whole point of this live stream and the case itself of Summer, that thing in New York, these kids. You don't know these people. You don't know what's going on with them. All you got are meddling mamas jumping in out of helicopters telling you what they said. That's all you got. A version. You entitled to believe it or not. A messenger. He stole that money. Let me tell you about my son. He's the last person to tell me anything about his son. He's one of those type of people you would rather take a cheese grater over your knuckles before listening to what he has to say. Because why would I? Why should I? And then the first thing you're going to think, oh, the son is going to possibly end up like the father. Because look at the father. As I said, for H's sake, I hope he doesn't. Please go a different direction. It ain't worth the trouble, honey. So what is the truth to this Kingsport, Gloversville shenanigans? The grift is real, is it not? And the thing about grifting, for those who have never imbibed, stay woke, most people try to hide it. Most. Group here. So I don't know who got in cahoots about cash apps on screens. Up, down, up, down. But the one thing I can say, because I saw this in the chat, someone said, Boy H said it was his husband's cash app. Well, you know the queen's going to dig a little. I don't dig all the time. Excuse me. But when I'm curious, I do a little digging. Boy H, let me talk to you for a second, sweetheart. I don't know if that's true because, as I said, I don't like all that bone carrying. That's a waste of my time. I got to hear it from the horse and nobody else. So if you said the cash app belongs to Pookie Ray Ray, I don't believe you're telling the truth about that, because Queen went into Cash App and pulled you right on up, and you just joined in November. So I don't think that it would have been your cousin, brother, all that nonsense. And you know why I believe it's you? Because it's Bam Bam, and that is your Facebook name. Checkmate. Why would your brother-in-law have Bam Bam 23 as the Cash App profile. And Facebook profile is of the same name. That makes no logical sense. So what I had to tell myself, I said, Queen, now you have favored this boy from 2.5 years ago. Now, whether he told the truth about June 15th back then, I don't know. I said I would believe him more than I would believe these other people. Candace, Don. But we fast forward, he may be worse than what he was portrayed then. And the fact that he likes to talk, fast talk, slick talk, he's grown, he's this, he just may be a liar. And that's fine. Because first of all, he's not my child. He's not my brother. I'm not his caretaker. I don't have any personal dealings with him. I just think it would be sad that that's the path he would want to take. But to each his own. But if you lie about one thing, you'll lie about another. So if you lie about something as petty as Cash App, oh, you will sure enough lie about something big. I'm just saying. Such as, mama's alive, mama's dead. And a lot of you are so offended about the lady's health. So I need to know, is she alive or is she not? I read you this post from hours ago. I'm assuming the daughter put it up there because if the lady is in a coma or she cannot move, she could not have posted that. She couldn't even share it because she would have to have access to movement to get up and use a phone or a computer. Let me see what y'all talking about down here. He's gone from Bam Bam to Bum Bum. Lisa, stop it, please. Hello, baby. Hello, Jenny. Random commenter. Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 Jenny. Hello, Virgo. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Orlando. Thank you so much. I got 131 in the chat. Thank you for sitting in my living room. See, it's empty over there. That's where you are sitting. Oh, Lord. Real, please stop. Last I heard, she's still alive. Well, I went into the GoFundMe and I can't pull up anything. So I thought that was strange. And I did that right after I did my R. Kelly Rex Hurman live. And I know how to read and write and type a little bit. And nothing has pulled up. I have searched 500 to 1,000 GoFundMes. I even put in the city. I put in the filter for funeral. And nothing comes up. I spelled the name as I saw it on the screen when I was watching Dolly's Network earlier. So what am I doing wrong? Help me understand. If someone put up a GoFundMe, one would think not among the living, but hey, that ain't me. Yes, I'm good, sweetheart. Thank you. Be real. Hello, Joy. I am bringing a blanket left out, Queen. That couch looks comfy. Honey, I got the blanket that belongs on there, the little zebra lightweight blanket. It is on my lap right now because that's how cold it is in this room. Heat is on. It's at 68, 69. It's very cold in here. Allie is going to be like Elvis. He's dead. He's alive. He's over there. Lisa. Oh, my Lord. Chloe said, I saw it was deleted. Okay, somebody else said that too. They took it down after Dolly and Smiley called them out this AM. Well, I was watching Dolly earlier, and, you know, I didn't stay on long, but why take it down? You need the money in case she passes away or you make the decision. Let's just cut to the chase. If the woman is in dire straits and the doctor sees no signs of life, not your opinion, not my opinion, not the kid's opinion, the doctor, that's who you need to be listening to, is the doctor. That's why they go to school. And of course, yes, there could be a miracle, but let's be truthful. I've been through the situation already with a person who was sick. One was still woke, and the other one was on a ventilator. One was on their way out, the other one was already out. There was no signs of life, there was no movement, there was no twitching of an eye. The ventilator was keeping my mother heart pumping. That's it. That's it. That's it. So if they tell you that, it's up to you that you want to prolong it. But she flatlined before I even got on the plane, days before I went. So I knew I had to hurry and get there. So that was telling me there was no life left in her. And as I told you, the fly flying around the room was my indication. This is it. She's not here anymore. The flesh will eventually, the fly does its thing. It knows there's a person here that's not moving. It is what it is. This is a terrible place to be, because I've had strong words about the parents in this storyline. I've had strong words about Allie, the Wells, and then later that thing in New York. And everybody has their interpretation of what a good parent is. We can agree to disagree. I always have to question anyone's parenting when their children start getting into trouble. That's just common sense. And that's the point. You don't know what is what. So I've got to judge why your children are running away, getting into trouble. I've got to judge why you're hanging with these people in Rogersville. I got to judge your appearance in your photographs, your videos. I've got to judge you after the little girl goes missing and you're on a YouTube program called The Interview Room and you're half dressed. I'm judging all of that because, as I said, you lead by example. How you represent yourself, it's the message you send. So people see that, your children, your neighbors, your family. You may be the nicest person in the world, but you may be a poor housekeeper. You may have a nasty house. You may have body odor. You may have lice, head lice. You see where I'm going with this. In the end, people are going to judge you, say, well, you must not care about yourself. Hey, you have kids. Don't you care? So you can't get mad at somebody that they're judging you according to what they see. You will be shocked right now if you went into a mansion and saw it was hoarded up, trashed, the owner coming out, stinky, smelly, don't take a bath. First thing you'd say is, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you looking like that? You got this $1 million house, you got soap, you got running water. What's your problem? Okay, that's how I feel about this whole Rogersville, Kingsport, Gloversville business. I judge these people just the way I would anybody in the street because these are anybody's. They're no special than anybody else. I judge you accordingly. You do not have to have much to care about yourself. That's number one. If you don't got the 2 pair of shoes, then you take care of your 2 pair of shoes. If you don't have a 5 pairs of underwear and you've got to wash them bad boys out in the sink, then hey, you do what you got to do. That's my point. Lead by example. And if you ain't been taught, then teach yourself. Ask somebody. That's where I am. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Jimmy. That interview on the porch was ridiculous. They probably has to do it outside. God only knows what the inside looked like. And that's what I thought at the time. Thank you for saying that. That's exactly what I thought. You know damn well that it is hot in Tennessee. It is humid here for those who have never been to Tennessee. Even in eastern Tennessee, it gets hot as you know what. Summer went missing June 15th. The interview room did that, what, July, if I'm not mistaken. 3 weeks, because I think that's what Hunter said in the interview. You know damn well it was hot as hell in July. So you have guests sitting out in July heat in East Tennessee where humidity is smoky. If you have straight hair, it will be curly because the queen wears her hair straight, but as soon as I go out in that heat, my hair curls up because I got natural curl. I cannot keep my hair straight living here in Tennessee. It won't even stay straight even in the winter. If I go outside right now, because it's even humid even in the winter time. So you invite this man, wife, to film, and you are not dressed properly. And I thought that of her then. And when I replayed you all the video a few weeks ago, I noticed Allie looking at the person who was filming, and it threw me off because I was like, well, why is she looking at her like that? Who's filming? Somebody in the chat said, oh, that's his wife. She was filming. And I said, well, Allie was looking her up and down. I noticed that. So the first thing I thought was, well, why would she be looking at the person filming like that? Because maybe she felt inadequate. Maybe the person filming looked nice, was attractive, had on nice jewelry. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I caught that. And even the picture that they showed on the GoFundMe, which is on her Facebook page, she's got her hair dyed kind of a blondish red color. Nice looking color on her. She looks very feminine in that picture. You also see her picture dyed a maroonish burgundy color. I didn't really care for that, but to each his own. But she could have been a more attractive person if she chose to. But see, I'm not her. Everything is about what you want to do, the image you want to portray. Now, she may have been a really nice person to others, and maybe she just didn't care about, dolling up. Maybe that wasn't her thing. Everybody's not the same. All I'm saying is how you represent yourself, people notice those things, whether you are intentional or not. And those things are going to lie very heavy when you have children, because children watch how they look, how they talk, how they dress, the company they keep. Your children watch all of those things. I found it interesting that she, on the Facebook page, she said she's in a relationship. So who is her partner? Allison Harris. Who was the partner? Man, woman. You go back in time, you'll see her with some guy. I don't know if it's a boyfriend or associate. Does she have a boyfriend? What is his role in all this? I'm sure anybody dating her would probably want to take a back seat at this point, not wanting to get involved in any drama. But as I told you all the other day, that no matter what is the truth about cash apps and who got what money and who got this much sent to them, the lady is going to have to be buried if they have decided to pull the plug. That's just common sense. Somebody has to be responsible for her. And as I said before, if she didn't have medical insurance, savings, she didn't have savings, she didn't have a life insurance policy, then somebody has to have money. She didn't have money in the bank for funeral arrangements, life insurance policy, savings, checking. Then that means her outside source has to bury her. So somebody's going to have some money. And that's where your GoFundMe, Cash App is going to come in. But as someone said on the network earlier, maybe that's what they should have done originally. When they realized that her situation was dire and the doctor said there's nothing else that we can do for her. It's just a matter of when you all decide to take her off the plug or however long they want to let her stay in there on the plug due to her medical insurance situation. That's when you're supposed to make a sound decision. Well, are we going to believe what the doctor is saying, or are we just going to hold out until the doctor says we can't let her stay in here any longer on the plug? But you still should have been preparing for the worst case scenario. That's the right thing to do. So I agree, that's what they should have done. When they got the first diagnosis from the doctor, she's not going to make it. You might want to prepare, then that's what I would have done. I still could pray, I still could hold out hope, but I would have asked for the money first time I got information from the doctor. Thank you for the donations. God bless all of you. This is a terrible situation. So we're going to go back to Boy H. Boy H, is there something you would like to tell the general public? Have we missed something from June 15, 2021? Do you have a role in this child's disappearance? Did you see something that you were afraid to tell the public? Why have you changed your mind? Many people are curious. Did you see this lady hurt the child? Did you hurt the child? Did you notice the child wasn't moving? What is the truth? I should have brought this content earlier, but because of all this other added nonsense, I have not addressed it. So I want to address it and get it over with. Why the change of heart? Were you coerced recently? Did somebody reach out to you? Candace, Don. Is there an investigation, perhaps? Did that ever occur to anybody in the viewing audience? That TBI or the police have reached out to these people again? And maybe somebody's gotten scared? So let's change it up. Because this really makes no sense to do this, to have done this live about Burger King and I don't think she did anything to her. I think the child ran off, wandered off. Why say all that now and you didn't say that before? Or is it that he changed his mind? Because as I told you all, I have the right to change my mind on anything that I've said on this network pertaining to this case or any case. I can also apologize if I said something and it came out that it was not what I thought. But that's the point. We're entitled to our opinion. So is it a matter that he's just changed his opinion of Candace and June 15th? I don't know. But what I thought about is if there is some smoke in the city and he's basically recanting what he saw, what he heard June 15th. I don't know. I'm exhausted in trying to figure it all out. And I have told myself the one reason you can't figure out true crime is because one, it's wrong. Two, you weren't there. And you can't figure out when it's wrongdoing. That's number one. You can't figure out when you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. You're not an eyewitness. And then number three, you're dealing with somebody's version. So you don't know who's telling the truth. If it's an eyewitness, if it's a suspect, it's all up to the detectives to do the gathering and put the puzzle together. What a world we live in. Sick, sick world. Will Candace and Boy H resume a friendship? How about that? Anna's so harsh. All of them should be questioned. Sounds like they've taken a prank from Don and Candace's playbook, okay? Interesting. Yes, they should be questioned. I find it hard to put myself in that lifestyle and understand. Well, you can't, because if you haven't lived like these people, you can't understand. Birds of a feather everywhere in this case. Yes. If you throw out enough lies, nobody really knows what happened. It is ridiculous. Yes, that is true. The narrative, indeed. And that's what has happened in this case. Too many narratives, too many just versions from the parents all over the place. You don't know what to believe. You don't know what is the truth. And maybe that was intentional, and I believe it was. Because as I said before in my last live, why has no one gone to the news to say what they saw in Kingsport? Such as, hey, I saw that lady come in the grocery store, Burger King, McDonald's, wherever. Nobody. You heard Dolly saying earlier that she's a nice lady, Allie. He tried to, pay her to talk. She said no. She seemed like she cared about her kids. But see, what doesn't make sense about that is, why would you let your child talk to Chris Madonna and this was an open investigation? That makes no sense. Because somebody in the chat, some of you have said, well, maybe that's why she didn't let him talk to the news. What's the difference between the news and Chris Madonna? You're still publicly talking. YouTube is a public platform. Now, everybody doesn't watch YouTube. Everybody don't watch Facebook. Everybody don't watch the news. But you have to admit, it makes no sense to talk to Chris Madonna versus the news. Don't you find it strange? The news does not ever speak of Boy H. This is why I have to tell you, you have to pay attention to the story. They're spinning you the web if you listen. You have never heard anybody in the news mention Boy H's name, ever. I have not. And you want me to believe the news didn't get wind of Chris Madonna's interview? You know they did. So why haven't they mentioned it? They've talked about YouTube, but they have not mentioned the version of going into Kingsport. And I find that to be a problem. I find it to be a major problem. Well, Chris said he did not pay for the interview. He said, I did not offer you money. He says it to Hunter in the live feed. And Hunter says, I wouldn't have taken the money. I do not know, Random. It seems normal behavior for these crisis actors. Well, are they actors? Have we been watching a movie play out that has spun to different locales, such as Kingsport, Gloversville, New York? Who's next on this teleplay? Will we be hearing somebody else joining this story? God knows it can't get any worse. What does Boy H know about June 15th? Why did you change your story? Are you feeling guilty that you implicated Candace? Because you did imply she played these type of games before on the phone, saying her child would go missing when she was high. So did you feel guilty about that? Maybe I should have said that about Candace. She was my mom's friend at one time. Maybe this is guilt. He feels bad. Mommy and Candace don't speak, don't talk anymore. She was nice to me. I liked her kids. I do feel kind of bad. Is this just guilt? Because they were close at one time, the family. But maybe deep down inside, he does believe Candace harmed her child. What is the truth? Now, Boy H, let the Queen talk to you for just a second. You better hope that they don't ever find the child. Because you going on your father's live stream to give this rendition will hurt you if you are called to testify, sir. Because depending on whose side is going to serve you the papers to come into court, they're going to chew you up. Well, you told Chris Madonna she did this before. She played a lot. She played games before. You thought, yeah, maybe she did do something to the little girl. Now, you wait 2.5 years to go on your father's live stream and say, oh, no, I think she wandered off. Think somebody took her. No, I don't know nothing about CPS. No, I don't know nothing about them abusing. Yeah, they did smoke marijuana, but, you know, they make the kids go outside in the basement. So you see, you're telling something that you had not told before. And one of the attorneys is going to ask you what was the change and why. This is why they tell you don't talk. So this is why I know he's not gang related. Say it again, Queen, because they don't hear you. This is why Queen knows he ain't gang related. Because he talks too much. There's a code in the street. There's a code being in the game. You do not talk about nothing. Doesn't matter if Summer Wells has anything to do with gangs. It don't matter. You're not supposed to be talking about nothing. Really, if you gang affiliated, you would have told them, I wasn't with Candace. Checkmate. Say it again, Queen, they don't hear you. Candace who? Oh, I ain't talked to her in 8 months, 9 months. Her, my mama don't talk. We'll see her. She'll come over here. We'll visit her. I don't know her. Well, she said you was with her. No, I wasn't with her. Well, are you sure? I'm sure. I don't know her like that. Well, no, we ain't cool no more. Y'all better wake up. God forbid me, all those TikTok videos made me wonder if there was some porn videos. Oh, Janet, please stop. Yes, T. Discrediting his own character if he's a witness. Exactly. Exactly. When you join a gang, you take an oath to be quiet, to be silent, to move in silence. So it doesn't matter what you have been implicated in or witness to. Police comes to ask you about the dog next door dying. If you're in the street, you from the street, you gang affiliated, you know not to say nothing, even if you saw somebody shoot the damn dog. Sir, did you see somebody shoot that dog? I don't know nothing about it. Shut the door. So this is why I knew then he wasn't in no gang. I don't care what he says. Y'all can believe whatever you want. I'm the type of queen, you got to bring me a receipt. And when I see how you act and talk, I know better. You ain't in no damn gang. I've been around gang members. They didn't talk about what they did. They didn't talk about nothing. They don't talk about it now. And they don't even be around it. You know, because so you're not going to talk to Chris Madonna, and you really wouldn't want to talk to TBI. Oh, let me say it again. You wouldn't talk to Mr. Madonna, and you wouldn't talk to TBI. Because he would not want people to know in the street that the police has been to his house, and also sitting there talking to Dun discredits him as affiliated. Checkmate. You all have missed the boat. I tell you, don't nobody pay attention to nothing. Say it again, Queen, ain't listening. I do not want my gang members and the street to know Dun is sitting up here talking to me with Mountain Dew and pizzas. For what? And I'm affiliated. Say it again, they don't hear you. Fast forward 2.5 years. I'm a gang member on a live feed telling folks I don't believe they did this, and this. You wouldn't even bring it up. If somebody asks, hey, you want to talk about Summer Wells? No, I don't. Why not? I don't want to talk about it. Checkmate. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. He can throw up all the gang signs he wants. 400, 400, whatever the hell he's talking about, that don't mean nothing to the queen. The girlfriend cussing and fussing on a Facebook page like a little idiot, that's her stupid ass too. Excuse my language. I said I wasn't going to curse during this live stream. Hey, let them kids be fools. Let them be fools. Hey, I tell any young person, you want to go out here and make a fool out yourself? You want to get wrapped up in crime? You want to be a YouTube video, a news story? Knock yourself out. That's on you. But you don't got to live that life. Go to school, get an education, get a trade. Live your life to the fullest, but not the wrong way. Do right so you can have a life. But you cannot make somebody understand this. Look at the father, for God's sake. He's an old fool. You can't tell that nothing. He's just an old, shriveled up fool. So what makes you think you can tell his son something? You can't. So you need not try. Candace, let me talk to you for a second. Why did you want this man to stay in your house? You wanted Pussyfoot to come down here and stay in your house. This is what they're alleging. For what? Don't you have enough problems with YouTubers and gossip? You know how he talks. He goes on the live stream like a woman, streaming and talking nonsense. This is why I tell you, you know these people like trouble. Now, one person would say, well, she's being helpful. She's being friendly. She was friends with Allie. I tell you, don't nobody ever pay attention to nothing. At some point, you have to learn to disengage. Why would you want that man to come to your house and stay at your house when you already have had problems? You have a whole missing baby. That ain't where you probably don't care. You and your husband fall out over the last man that was in your house, Jose. Say it again, Queen, they don't hear you. What purpose would it be to have this man stay in your house when the last time you had an outsider in there, they got crunk? So now you want to get a YouTube or something else to film Donnie Boy and this Pussyfoot fighting over nothing. This is why you know these people like drama. And then the flip side of me says, well, I'm not getting ready to say Candace is no great person because I still look at her as possible as a baby killer, perhaps. So how can she be a good person to Allie, a good person to H, a good person to Andrew by saying, oh, you can come sleep in my house when this woman possibly killed a whole kid? I don't put that on the back burner. And yes, I need a receipt. She could be innocent, but that's what comes to mind when somebody starts saying, oh, she was friends with Allie. Oh, I know she loved her. Love? Come again? Now, the person who said this on the network, don't get offended, baby. This Queen talking. There's no love in this circle. Have you not been paying attention? This dirty web? This nasty, nasty web? As Pat Brown says, profiler, please check out her content on YouTube. Psychopaths don't know how to love. Haven't you all been watching the story play out? Who loves whom in the story? Love. I love Donnie, but I ain't in love with him. I love my kids, but they ain't here. I love Allie, but we ain't friends. I love H, but we ain't been talking. Come on, Queen, don't hear you. Now I'm going to say it one more time. Who loves whom? Stop it, Lisa. See, you got to think before you speak. They were friends. She loved Allie. Well, think about what that really means, love. How could you love her and you could be the same person to kill your kid? See, I stay woke. That's why I tell myself I have to be very careful how I describe a scenario, especially when you use that word love, like, friendly, good Samaritan. Just like when you all were talking last year about her and Don down there at that hotel, and she said she was giving those kids some food, or the woman some food, the Hispanic people. I was laughing the whole time. See, I don't discuss everything on this network pertaining to Hollerville because I've got to be able to sleep at night and just tell myself there comes a point when you have to leave well enough alone. So people tune out and they watch the other shit play out on other networks. That's your choice. But I've got to be able to walk around and sleep with Queen. And my head gets fuzzy with all this nonsense. So what? She gave those people some food. What's your point? No, I'm serious. So what? Oh, she was giving them some food. Oh, they needed food. Hell, they probably grifted. Y'all better wake up. That's the first hustle in grifting. Saying you hungry. Guess what comes with hungry? I'm thirsty. What comes with thirsty? I need a couple of dollars. Bingo card. You got a cash app. Y'all better wake up. Hey, Queen will be 53 next Monday, or the Monday after next, excuse me. So, hey, I'm woke. Oh, my belly is aching. I'm hungry. Oh, I'm thirsty. Oh, I'm thirsty. Woo, you got $3 to get some cigarettes. Or $5 to get a pint of liquor. Okay. Hey, baby, grifting starts real slow for some. So you got to work your way up because you got to know your audience, as somebody said. You got to know your audience. Yes, baby, 29th. I'm moving kind of quick. I said next Monday. The Monday after next, 29th is my birthday. Hey, first you're hungry, then you're thirsty, then you need a couple of dollars. Next thing you know, shit, they're asking, can they use your damn car? I'll be right back. I just go into the corner store. See, everybody's hustle is not the same. You know, that thing in Gloversville, New York, he just don't care. He probably had that hustle all in New York. Trust me. There are probably signs up in that town that tell you, beware, don't turn down this street. He's probably asked every neighbor for soda pop, sugar, egg, syrup, toilet paper. It ain't nothing wrong with asking somebody for something. You know, you cool with them. You need a little shampoo or something. But let's be truthful, it gets real old. At some point, people going to get tired of you asking. I don't care what it is. Damn, can't they buy their own food? They can't buy toilet paper. They can't buy shampoo. Because those are all necessity items. So people expect you to have those things. And yes, you can run out. But as we have learned about Mr. Andy Kane, he's grown. He don't work. He needs to get his grind on better than what he's doing. And when you cash apping your Facebook friends for $20 for soda pop and chips for you and them girls, as he said, you have hit an all-time low. Ain't no way I'm getting ready to get on no Facebook and ask nobody for $20 to buy no damn soda pop and no damn chips. You feeding a bunch of kids. How long you think the soda pops and chips gonna last? Come on, y'all. Let's stay woke now. It ain't. I need $20 for some chips. Hell, have you seen how much soda pops cost? Even if you went to the Dollar Tree, you're gonna have to get that big old, what is it, 3-liter bottle. And if you got people that love to drink soda, and you feeding what, 4, 5 people in a house, 6 people, that soda pop's gonna be gone. You can eat a whole bag of chips right now in one sitting. And a child can eat a whole bag of chips. It ain't nothing but air. Hey, let's keep it real. We have Kroger here in East Tennessee. And that Kroger is in Atlanta, Ohio, Michigan, Chicago. Right now, if you go to the Kroger in the chip aisle, a bag of Doritos is about $4 or $5. You might be able to get it on sale with a digital coupon, okay? Imagine bags of chips at $4 or $5 and you got a household of 6 people or more. And everybody likes to eat chips. Okay? Well, baby, even with Kool-Aid, you still got to put some sugar in there. And sugar is high. I about kicked the aisle 2 weeks ago buying a bag of sugar and saw it was $3 and something. I thought, damn, where's the $2 bag of sugar at? Because the $2 days are gone. That's the point. You see, everybody's hustle is different. Some people lowball hustle, and some people come straight out the gate. Yo, I need $300. You feel me? I need $200. They bypass the $20, $30 hustle. They go for the big number. But that's the point of hustling. You got to know your target. Can I get 20 from her or him? Can I get $100 from him or her? See, you got to know your audience. Who you think can give the most money? And that's what you have here with this New York hustle, Kingsport hustle. Frankly, when they said that H had took down the Cash App off the screen or how the best went, I thought if I really want to hustle you, I'm going to leave my Cash App up there. I'm not going to take it down. For what? If I really need money, I'm going to get enough money to bury my mama, and I'm going to get enough money to eat, have a little spending money, which naturally he's going to need. He doesn't work. But you understand what I'm saying. You got to think long term. Was it a hustle? I don't know. I'm still on the fence. The father, yes, I have no problem with saying yes to him. But did he grind with the daddy behind the scenes? I'm still trying to weigh that right now. Has he not been truthful about things, H? Yes. I will say yes. Why? I do not know. Will it continue? God, I hope no. What's next? I do not know. So let's ask this question. Hypothetical. Let's say the lady is no longer alive. What are they going to do with all her belongings and things? Because if H doesn't have a place of his own, the sister doesn't have a place of her own, then where are her things going to go? Just curious. What is the status of the place right now? Who's in that place right now? What is the truth to that place right now? And if the lady has 3 children, where are all the children staying? Well, with the mother, Sherry, who? All of them with the girlfriend's mama? I don't believe that. How's that going to work out? I told you all, pay attention to the details. That lady, I believe, has children if she's raising them. So let's say this lady is raising her children, has a couple of children, 3, 4 kids. How is she going to keep her kids, boy H, the other child, I thought there was another child, another sister. I can't keep up. Where is everybody staying and sleeping? A lot of questions, no answers. Are these young people ready to be on their own? Hell no. Hell no. They need help. They need help bad. And who's going to give them the guidance to go out here and fare well? That's the number one question. Who is going to help these kids fare well? Too many stories of babies. I can't even keep up. I have to take a mental note of what I'm going to ask during this live stream because it's too many questions. Babies, baby on, baby off, no baby. Oh, where's the girlfriend's baby? I looked at a picture like I told somebody the other day. The girl looked like she has a little tummy in the black sweatshirt or whatever. So now you all are saying she's not pregnant. I was on Dolly's panel briefly last night. He said, oh, no, that's not true. She's not pregnant. So why lie about that? It's like, I can't sit through hours and hours of lives to try to hear somebody say, oh, no, she ain't pregnant. Hell, I got to go to sleep. It's too much. So then that's when I have to say, maybe this kid is a liar. Because why lie about a girlfriend being pregnant? Why lie about her having twins? So what I have to say, if it ain't twins, how do I know there's a baby at all? And why lie about that? Why lie about your mother being alive or deceased? Just say she's not doing well. We're going to start taking donations in case we have to bury her. We'll already have the money set up, have it already paid at the funeral service. Or feel free to send the donation to the funeral service. I don't know how you all feel about that. Because even when you on funerals websites, they'll say, make a payment. But if they're honest, they'll let you know how much is needed for the services. And that might be tricky too, because then all we need are some grifting ass funeral service people. Because they can tell you anything over the phone. Oh yeah, it's $7,000. We got, let's say they say it's $10,000, and then you say, well, how much it's been paid? And then they might tell you, oh, they ain't paid for 3, but 7 might have been paid. See, you don't know. So everything's about trust. Who do you trust? Nobody. That's the point. That's the thing about life. You have to trust that people are going to do the right thing. I was looking at something today when I was looking for the Allison Harris GoFundMe, and I saw something on the GoFundMe page that struck me odd. Now, some of you may disagree with me, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. I was scrolling up, looking at the different GoFundMes, and there was one GoFundMe that was for a lady that was pregnant, and she said that she was on maternity leave, so she needed assistance. And the first thing I thought to myself, why should I give you money because you're on maternity leave? I just, some of you may not agree, but this is just me. It was a choice to get pregnant. It's a choice, the job you chose. You had to have told the job that you're on maternity leave, that you need maternity leave. They had to have it offered in your job description package. So what is it that you want from us to give you until you have your baby? I just thought that was strange to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Yes, your word and reputation is everything. I agree. Oh, Lisa, he can sell that gun if he needs some cash flow. Girl, I'm dead. So tell me if you think a person should give money to a mother on maternity leave. I will put that up as a poll because that's an interesting GoFundMe. I've never seen that before. Should you give a mother money that is on maternity leave? I learned something new today. Woo, Buffalo Mountain. They're trash. Wow, that's deep. Me neither. No. Pinto says no. I taught my sons that they need to double wrap that. No STDs or babies. Janet. Lisa says no. Miss Justice says no. Okay. Some of you are saying no. Got 3 no's. I'll put a poll up on my channel because that's an interesting GoFundMe. Maternity leave. So I told myself, what's next? How far are we going to go with this GoFundMe business? And we've seen people who have been fraudulent, saying they were sick with cancer, lupus, leukemia. They were not sick. A woman here in East Tennessee pulled that stunt years ago and she got caught, said she had cancer. I believe she lived up in Loudoun County. See, you don't know what you're donating to. Because you're not sitting here wanting somebody to put all their medical bills up on the GoFundMe to show, oh yeah, I have been going to get treatment. Here are the results from my blood work. But you might have somebody that says, yeah, I do want to see them. So how far do we go with the believing people when they say they're sick? Because when people die, you can verify that. So the one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to check out of here. If you need to verify in the next couple of days if the lady is deceased, all you have to do is Google Kingsport obituaries. Legacy.com should come up in your Google search. And if they have decided to announce the death of Miss Allison Harris, Mulani, it will be public news. Checkmate. And then it can be verified that she passed away. I think it would be abhorrent to lie about a person being alive or dead. If you want to raise money for a person that is dying, then just say that and be done with it. Hey, my mom, my dad, they're not going to make it. We do not have money for a funeral, cremation. Could you give us something? That's when you say, well, let's do the GoFundMe, or we go to Facebook, or you could pay the funeral home. They'll give you an itinerary of how much they need. I mean, however you want to do it. But don't lie. Mr. Gloversville, New York, let me holler at you for just a second. Oh, yeah, I'm on everybody. I noticed you changed your channel name. Honey. Oh, Jesus, help me. Why, Satan? Why? What is the purpose? You're doing too much. See, this is when you know a person is bored. They have nothing better to do with their time but to keep stuff going. Mr. Andrew, just stop it, okay? You've done enough harm already, and you just keep on just putting on and putting on because this goes to show us you don't have a life. You have nothing fruitful of your existence. To put this stupid stuff up, change the YouTube channel, it's just like, this is how bored you are. And the sad thing is that people aid you in the foolishness. It's one thing to go in the chat looking at the dumb shit, but you're aiding it. And that means something wrong with you. And that's why I said, anybody that watched his content after Summer went missing, there's no way you could say in your right mind you had no idea what type of person he was. So if you modded, hung over there, donated, that was your foolish decision. Because he's never been, you know, not visible in the foolishness. I don't know else how to explain it. He has made it clear he likes drama. He's fraudulent. So if you were there hanging and supporting him, then you are the same. You like that type of drama. You are him. He is you. You like chaos. And that's something I've learned about this YouTube. All the commenting, all the supporting these people in the foolishness. You're basically telling people, I am the same as this person. And a lot of you, I think, don't want to acknowledge that. You can't rightfully say, I didn't know. How could you not know if you're watching the chat, you're listening to the commentary? You do know. You're down with it. There's no, I was blindsided. How could you be blindsided if you're watching the content? That makes no sense. No, you're hearing what you want to hear. You're seeing what you want to see. But you're with it. And there's a difference. I'm not going to hold you guys. But that's my commentary. I read you off this lady's Facebook page. The daughter is basically telling the mother that she misses her. So I would assume that she is no longer alive. I could not find the GoFundMe page. Some of you saying it's taken down. Why you would take it down makes no sense to me if you need money to bury her. And I think it's time that we quit trying to worry about what's going on in Kingsport. Because this is starting to be just as defunct as the Summer Wells disappearance. When things do not make sense and add up, it's because 9 times out of 10, there's some foolishness in it or there's just some misdirection. And at some point, I don't want to try to figure it out because why should I? You either want people to know about the lady's health or you don't. You either want help from the public or you don't. But when you go up and down, around, cash up, cash down, cash app up, cash app down, GoFundMe up, GoFundMe down. Why do you care what people think? You know you got to bury this lady at some point, get the amount you need, and then shut it down. Just shut it down. Because either way, she has to be buried. That's the point of the story. If she does not recover, if she has passed on, she has to be buried. That's the spoken word. This commentary has been about Miss Allison's health, GoFundMe, Facebook page. She seems maybe was sad perhaps a month or so ago, do not know. Just reading her post, perhaps she was not in the best of spirits, mentally, physically. Allegations that her son stole her money from the father, do not know if that's true or not. Now the son and father are not in cahoots with each other. They have turned on one another. Allegations of the father grifting people for money because he had no intentions to ever go see his son, using a sick, sad situation of a sick person, dying person perhaps, to grift, which is abhorrent and despicable. Stories of babies. No baby. 2 babies, no baby. This is where I check out. This is what I told you. I favored him in the beginning. But if I ever saw anything that was nefarious in his behavior, I have the right to change my mind. And when you start lying about death, babies, who's involved in a crime, not, I start to wonder what is the truth or not. And if you are a truthful person. Or are you doing this for show? Or somebody has been coercing you to change your mind. But to lie about a Cash App, that makes no damn sense to me. Because Cash App shows you just like Facebook when you join. So November 2023 was just 2 months ago. So that didn't belong to in my opinion, the sister's husband. So why lie about that? And as they say in the street, if you lie about one thing, you'll lie about another. And if you lie about something mundane, you'll lie about something big. And you, sir, are not a grown kid, as you told the world. You are still a minor, and you still have the mindset of a minor. And if you don't get it together, you're going to fall by the wayside, you and that little girlfriend of yours. And as I said in my last live stream, I do not condone children being married. I do not condone children living together in a house with a parent that date. Hell no. You are not going to sleep in my house and be having sex with my daughter or my son. What they do out there in ghetto land, it won't go on in my house. You think I'm going to walk by my child's room knowing she's in there having sex with a man, a boy? Or where we do this at? That's why I tell you, you got to pay attention. And as some commenter said, why not? Well, maybe you like that kinky stuff in your house. That's your business. I don't condone that type of oh God, don't make me start. You're sending a message. It's okay to be having sex. Duh. Pregnant or not. I'm not going to let my daughter's boyfriend stay in my house. Now, I don't want him on the street homeless, but I got to think about my child and the message I'm also sending to my other children if I have children in my house. This is like you're telling people, things are deeper than just saying, oh, it's okay, take them in. You have to set a tone. H and True have other family members. If I'm to believe everybody is still breathing and alive, why aren't they taking care of those kids? Tell me why not? Why would this lady have custody of him? Please, somebody answer me. How do you think this is appropriate? It is not. Why do these relatives not have him, help him, his sister, make it make sense to Queen? Because let me tell you something. She will tire of this because it costs to take care of people, especially when you have people in your house that do not work. Gloversville, checkmate. That's a grown person that don't do nothing up there. So imagine 17, 18 living in somebody's house, you don't got no job. How long do you think that's going to last? Showing pictures of guns, throwing up birds, gang signs. All that trouble is going to lead to that lady's door. You watch what I tell you. So if he gets out here, he wants to make a fool out of himself, get in trouble with the law, the little girl too, all roads going to lead right back to mama's house. Since y'all think that's okay for her to have this shenanigans going on in her house. To each his own, but I don't condone it. It's a recipe for disaster. Prayers to this family. Prayers for some Wells, brothers. Prayers for these young people, because they're going to need it. What is the truth pertaining to June 15th? I don't know. What does H know about June 15th? I don't know. Is he lying to us? Possibly. Does he know something about that little girl? I don't know. Possibly. Anything is possible, as people love to say. Will he ever tell the truth? What is the truth? And once you start lying, will you even know what the truth is? Will Candace and him resume a friendship? I don't know. Have they been talking? I don't know. But it'll be baffling to find out they've been talking this whole damn time. How about that? What if we've been misled for 2.5 years that they have always been talking after the baby went missing? They cooled off because it was an investigation, but they resumed at some point. How about that? Does this lady have some sick sensation for this boy? Some of you all love to bring that up. What is this sick sensation for boy H, the father? Is there some sick sensation from this woman? She's got to be close to these people. What is it? Or is it she just missed her friend. But one would say, well, H is not compatible. She should have tried to be friends with Allie more than the boy child. And I would agree with that. Her reconciliation should have been with Allie only. Leave the children alone. But if you have a child like mine that is expected, or you have other nefarious intentions, which some of you believe she did, and they did something, I don't rock on that because I don't have no proof, but it'll be sick to find out she does have some sick sensation of this young man, young boy, and can't move past it. I'm not here to say she does or does not. But I have to start to wonder why you want that father in your house. He's a grown man. He can make his own provisions. And who's to say that the people would even want Candace to come around? So how would that work? Andrew stayed at her house. She's got to now take him over to Kingsport to take him around his family. Maybe they wouldn't want Candace around. See, you have to think about what you're hearing. This is why I tell people, nobody listens to anything. They just jump the gun and just start, rattling off, but think about the information. Why would you want to be immersed with these people who you have not been dealing with? Candace Bly. Do you have an ulterior motive? And you're using this lady's sickness, death, for some other sick reason? Those are my questions. Thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Happy New Year. Check my community page. Check the post. My other suggestion for this week is 7x7, playing free on Roku. Outpost, free on Roku. Check them out. Very good movies, thrillers. Pray for these people because they need prayer. They need prayer bad. If this lady has passed on, may God take her to that one and only place in the sky. Prayers for the children. Because in the end, whether we like them, don't like them, that is their mother. Whether you cared for Miss Allie, she still was a human. As for that thing in New York, let's say we'll pray for that one too. Because he definitely needs prayer. And as they say, people can't change. I don't see it. But he does need prayer. Amen. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ begins 129, Cash App, stickers, and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Thank you all so much for everything. God bless all of you. I'll be back with more commentary and breaking news. I'll try to find another topic. I still got to bring you my migration topic. That might be one I do late when I'm ready to hit the sack, and we'll just break that content up pertaining to migrants being here in the United States, and different cities are busing them around to different locations. Should we be busing migrants from city to city, considering many people are homeless, don't have anywhere to live, rent has gone up, many people have had to move and find some place to live. They have not found them, apartment homes. So why are we busing foreigners around from city to city when many people are in dire straits here in the United States? And we also have a high population of homeless people. Whether they want to be homeless or not, they're still homeless. And many cities are cracking down on people sleeping on sidewalks, public streets, under bridges. They want it to stop. But where do the people go if they don't have anywhere to go? A lot of people, city governments are fining the homeless for sleeping on the street. Do you agree with that? It's a lot to talk about, a lot to chop up. Should these people be given United States citizenship if they are able to cross into the United States? How do you feel about automatic citizenship? But if you say yes, there's a price to pay for that, because now you've got to aid those people, help them find housing, jobs, English courses. Got to learn how to speak English. Cannot continue to keep living in the United States. Don't know English. Come on. Can't do it abroad. Why do we accept it here? It's a lot to chop up. Join me on that live, upcoming live. Check out my earlier video on Rex Heuermann and R. Kelly. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to The Vote. Exhale.